Hey, what's up guys? My name is Gaming and welcome to another Destiny video. In this video today guys, I'll be reviewing my Gheleons Demise. Gheleons Demise is a scout rifle available from the Iron Banner PvP event. This weapon can only be obtained by hitting Iron Banner level 5, or in some events it drops in the actual Iron Banner gameplay, but if the Iron Banner guy is selling it, then you have to purchase it by getting to max level, which is level 5. Review, we will look at the base stats and the perks that I have on my version of the scout rifle. I'll try my best to cover everything, and I hope you enjoy the gameplay in the background, and at the end I'll give my personal opinion. Now of course this weapon can be re-rolled with 2 motes of light, and then I can't remember how many motes of light it took me to re-roll to get my perks, but basically I've got pretty much the same perks as the Fatebringer. But let's begin with the base stats. Now the rate of fire is 27, the impact is 61, range is 84, stability is 29, reload is 52, which is about 2.55 seconds, depending on if you have outlaw or chain of woe. It will differ. Magazine size is 16, yet again it can differ if you have the mag perk upgrade. Now this scout rifle is mainly built on extremes. It has the highest impact and range, but at the cost of lowest stability, rate of fire and reload. Regardless of where you are, you will hit your enemy at a long range. Now this weapon, I've noticed that the stability is not that bad, but personally this weapon for me would be mainly used for long range kills, but it's a really fun weapon to use overall. But moving on guys, in PvE the high impact will lead to tier 1 enemies to take about 408 body damage and 1022 headshot damage. This means it will take you about 1 or 2 headshots depending on the enemy title, and 2 to 3 body shots depending on the enemy. For tier 2 enemies, 367 body damage and 550 headshot damage. This means about 7 headshots or 10 body shots to take out the tier 2 enemies. In PvP it leads to 49 damage to the body and 73 damage to the head. This means it will take you about 3 shots to take out a target, similar to what most damage hand cannons put out. The body damage is fairly high, even though it's not recommended. You could probably get away hitting a few body shots to kill your enemy. Now moving on to the actual weapons perks and what I actually have on my weapon. Now I said earlier on I cannot remember exactly how many re-rolls it took me, but I remember spending about, I don't know, I think it was 28 motes of light, so that's about 12 re-rolls. And eventually I got the perks I really wanted. So basically it's got pretty much the same exact perks as the Fatebringer. I did originally buy 2 so I could have the original one and also have one that's for my liking, so I can re-roll it, so I can have, just in case if I run out of mote of light and I have shit upgrades, I have the original one with the Firefly upgrade. Now I'm really happy with the upgrades I currently have on mine. So let's have a look. Okay guys, so let's take a look at this weapon's perks. Now before we actually get into the main perks, I'm going to be showing you the sights. So let's take a look. So the perks I get with my weapon, now of course everyone will have different ones due to the fact that you can re-roll, and I've re-rolled mine quite a lot now. So you may have different sights to me, but with the original one, of course, it's different. But mine is mainly concentrated on the range, which I don't really prefer, but the scope I have at the moment isn't that bad. So the first scope we have is the red dot, or RES, or you can say ORS, I'm not pretty sure how you pronounce it, but flexible sight, enhances handling, range and recoil control. Now I have to stay with this upgrade due to the fact that it keeps your stability up, and this weapon needs a lot of stability just because it already has quite the most less stability as a scout rifle. Now moving on to the next upgrade, we have the range lens, or ELF R5. Precision scope, superb, effective range, heavy with poor recoil control. Now of course this decreases the stability and reload, but it gives a little bit of kick in the range, which I don't really like. But moving on to the final one, quick draw IS, agile sight, lightning, fast handling. Now of course again you lose stability, but this time you increases the reload and you lose a bit of range. Now I don't know why you would want any more range, more reload than this. The reload is actually not that bad, especially if you have chain of woe or outlaw, which the original weapon actually comes with. It comes with Firefly and outlaw, so if you haven't re-rolled it, then you will have those kind of perks. Now let's take a look at the sights in action. Alright guys, so let's move on to the weapon perks. Now of course this weapon does kinetic damage, so this weapon causes kinetic damage of course. This weapon goes up to 331. So higher attack allows your weapons to damage higher level opponents. So let's move on to the statistics. So the rate of fire, like I said earlier on, has the lowest rate of fire for scout rifles. Moving on to the impact, has the highest impact for scout rifles, so it deals a lot of damage. And if you want to check how much damage it does, so just go rewind, go back a little. Like I said earlier, again, it has the highest range, lowest stability for the scout rifle, and I think the reload is actually medium. It's not that bad, so you know, it's more than half, so it's not that bad. And the magazine size is 16, but this can differ regarding if you have the mag perk upgrade, and it also differs if you have any upgrades on your armor pieces that allows you to carry more ammo. So I think I carry about 299 in reserve and then 16 in a clip, of course. So my two main perks are Final Round and Firefly. We'll get to Firefly in a minute, but Firefly, Final Round, sorry, the last round in a magazine deals bonus damage. Now, of course, this will differ regarding which tier the enemy is, but I've noticed that for level 15 enemies, I deal about, I think, again, well, if they're mages, of course, it deals, I think, about 55 bonus damage with the Final Round. And the rate of fire is pretty slow, but you actually do clear out the clip pretty quick, so the Final Round perk comes in handy, but I would have preferred if it was something like Outlaw or something else that would come in handy. But Final Round, don't get me wrong, it is a decent perk, but not my favorite, of course. So let's move on, guys. Then you get the first upgrade damage, increases attack power, allowing this weapon to cause more damage. Then we have high caliber rounds, oversized rounds built to stagger targets and leave them reeling. Their mass makes the weapon too harder to handle, so basically this makes the enemy flinch. This comes in handy against strike bosses such as Archon Priest. He flinches a lot when you have these kind of perks. Now moving on to my next upgrade, I have explosive rounds. Volatile payload explodes on impact, dealing a portion of the weapon's damage in an area. This weapon upgrade comes in handy in a lot of weapons, and I really do like this perk, especially with Firefly. And of course, the Fatebringer has this upgrade, so this weapon, I mean, is pretty similar to the Fatebringer, apart from I think Fatebringer has a bit more impact. Now moving on to the final upgrade on this in this row. Custom optics, precision glass for better zoom. Now I've actually had this weapon upgrade, sorry, on quite a lot of weapons. I've never used it though, but but of course the description puts it out there for you. So I think no matter what sight you have, your zoom will increase by a tiny bit. I'm not sure by how much, but not my type of upgrade. But this weapon is mainly built for range, so I mean this weapon, this upgrade would come in handy, I guess. Now moving on to my final upgrade, we have Firefly. Precision kills with this weapon causes the target to explode. Now of course the gameplay in the background, you may have noticed that targets were exploding. This upgrade comes in handy in so many places, especially for doing the lamps in the Crota raid. When you're running the lamps and you have a shitload of thralls coming after you, you can, you know, get it takes I think about 2-3 hits in hard mode and about 2 hits on normal to kill an enemy. So you know the explosion will kill the other enemies around, which comes in handy in, like I said, in many places. So really useful perk. And then the rest is the upgrade damage. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 upgrade damage upgrades. Now I think, I'm not 100% sure what materials you use to upgrade this weapon, but I know you use Ascendant Energy, so of course you need Ascendant Energy to upgrade these weapons, upgrade this weapon. And of course I'm guessing it's the same with every other Iron Banner weapon, but I forgot what you use to upgrade this weapon with. I think it is Relic Iron that can be obtained from Mars. But guys, that was pretty much it for this review. Moving on to my, let's move on to my personal opinion now, guys. Now overall, guys, this weapon, I have to say it has to be my favorite scout rifle by far. I mean, the stability is quite bad, but the impact and the range is just amazing, and the perks it has is just brilliant. Comes in handy in so many places. But one thing I would like to change about this weapon is the free scopes I got. Not my favorite scopes, but I was hoping for a scope that would increase my stability instead of my reload and things like that. But it is a good weapon, very good for range, high impact and everything. But For, you know, close-up, medium range is good, but for close-up, not the very best, just because the stability isn't very good, and just because my scopes aren't very good. But the scope I have on at the moment, you know, it's short range, so it's not that bad. But guys, that was pretty much it for this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, favorite, and subscribe for more Destiny content. But other than that, guys, my name is Gaming. Have a wonderful day, and as always, guys, peace out.